Hi there, this is Christine. I'm a demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and this is the first of my alternates for my class for Paper Pumpkin. This is the December 2022 kit, and I'm holding my class in January because of the holidays, and I wanted to make sure as many people could attend as they could. So the box makes the kit, this month makes 18 treat packages, which are super cute and they're so versatile. I mean, you can mix and match the pieces in this kit till your heart's content and have, I don't know, probably hundreds of options actually. So this is my little congrats, you did it graduation gift box. So in here you could put a gift card, little food treats. They're quite tiny, so really it is gift card size, but you can get creative. So I wanted to make a coordinating card for that. So what I've designed is an easel card. You did it, with a coordinating envelope, which is just stamped with the stamps from this month's kit. So let's dive in. I'm gonna keep this guy here for inspiration. And I just realized I forgot my dimensionals. I'll bring those over. Okay, we're good to go. So in your envelope that I provided you, you have so this is the ink spot this month is Garden Green. So I'm using Garden Green cardstock as our card base. So I've cut it, so this measures 8.5 by 5.5, so same as a regular card. Scored it at 4 1/4, same as a regular card. But then I cut it at 1 1/4 here, flipped it over and cut 1 1/4, but only to that score line. And then the center piece I have scored at, sorry, lost my measurements, scored at 2. Sorry. Yeah, 2, I think. 2 1/4. Yeah, 2 1/4, and only this middle piece. So I've done all of this for you in your kit, so we're just going to assemble it here. So I've also included some designer series paper that goes on the front. So this is from the brand new giant paper pack that is available through Sale-a-bration. So it starts on just January 5th. And I think it's 100, it's one of the 120 items. So if you spend $120, you can select this giant paper pack, and it's super versatile. So we're gonna use a combination of both prints. You can see with this one, I did a different one here. I just flipped over the center piece, or you could have them all the same, or you could have them all with the cubes instead of the grid paper. Also included in your kit is a larger piece of white, basic white. It measures 3.5 by 3 3/4. So this is our inside. And you've got this other piece, which is going to be to make your stopper. So this is what keeps our easel up. So you'll see that I've got a couple of pieces missing, and that's because these are in our kits. So we're gonna want this piece here, this label piece, and you'll also want one of the skinny pieces. So I mentioned at the beginning that the kit is so incredibly versatile, and that's because of the amount of pieces they've included. Like it's really impressive. So we're gonna use one of the skinny long pieces. And then we're going to grab one of these other labels. So I'm using the green. You have options if you prefer to use the star. That would work as well with this, and the confetti, of course, and even the pink, really. But I'm going to recreate this card. Hoping my box doesn't take a giant leap off my desk. All right, so let's do our stamping first. Get that done. and then we can move on. So we're going to use our block. And I used You Did It. Now, if you haven't used your stamps before, I recommend that you stamp them, clean them, and then use them again to get any kind of residue that might still be on them. If you're not getting a clean impression, you can also try using a white eraser on your stamps themselves, especially these bigger ones. I find they can be, they can sometimes have some residue on them that just makes it they don't pick up the ink quite as well. So those are my tricks to get around that. Then we need our congrats. I wasn't seeing it, my goodness. Okay. So this piece, you're likely going to want to cut it to size, because I think I kind of included a fairly large piece for everyone. There we go. And last but not least, we're going to want Happy Graduation. So on the stamp set, we've got the word happy, birthday, and graduation. So you're gonna, you could also do happy for you, which would be nice. I'm gonna do happy graduation. Sorry, just gonna line them up here. Oh, not birthday, but graduation. And we want happy. So you're gonna line up, if you're lining up the words on the same stamp, you know, do it in reverse order. And you kind of only make that mistake once. And if you're finding that they're not lining up right, you can do them individually. You can also stamp them and then cut them and have two separate pieces. So many options. I know some of you really prefer to kind of be told what to do. I'm giving you options with these ones. I'm sorry. You could vary the sentiments on this card as well and make it coordinate with birthday or whatever occasion you want to mark. One thing I noticed is there's no thank you on this one, which I thought was interesting, but anyways. All right, so now let's do our assembly. So the first thing we need to do is put down this piece, the white. I am going to line it up to the top so that we've got some green showing. I'm just going to put some ink, some glue on that. This kit did not include glue dots. I don't think. No, it didn't. So if you, you may want to grab your own adhesive just to put the cards together. There we go. Now we glue down the sides. Seems totally counterintuitive, but that's the way the easel works. So just try to line it up to the corners. I find it easiest to fold your card, like do your scoring and fold it before you make your cuts. And that way you know it'll line up. And then we've got the front. So next we are going to put down our panels on each side. So if you wanted to, you could use the cubes or you can use the grid. I'm gonna use the cubes on this one. I'm gonna switch it up just because. And my card front isn't lying completely flat, which tells me that perhaps I was a little too aggressive with the white and I put it a little too high, but it's okay. It'll be fine. All right, so these pieces are a 1/4 inch smaller. So I cut the side pieces to 1 inch by 4, whereas our piece is 4.5 by 1 1/4. Sorry, 4 1/4 by 1 1/4. So you'll have an even border. And I'm trying to have kind of a similar border at the top and the bottom so that it looks like it goes together. And then we've got the smaller piece goes up here. Now I'm trying to decide if I keep the grid or if I flip it. I'm gonna go with the grid. So I'm gonna put the glue on this side. So again, I'm just trying to line it up to the top, and I'm full of glue. Oh well. All right. So that is that piece. Now this piece, I'm going to glue directly on top. Now you're going to notice that it's bigger than the actual flap. So it's going to overhang a little bit on the side, and that is totally fine. So just make sure that you're not putting glue on the edges so that you don't glue your project shut. So you want to keep the glue to kind of the center part. And I'm going to center that to the bottom. And I'll try to have it somewhat centered. I'm good with that. So once you're happy about the positioning, just press down on that. Now it's easiest to finish decorating the front before we do the inside. So I've just got my happy graduation. I am taking the dimensionals that came in the kit, and I'm just going to cut them to fit because they're too big. I love that with the dimensionals, that you can cut them to whatever size you want. They don't mind one bit. And 2 is probably sufficient. So again, when you put this down, you know, make sure that you're not going to be hanging off and sticking to either here or here, because if you do, then your stuff's not going to fold up quite right. So there we go. Now we need our little holder piece. So I am just going to cut that to the size I want. And we're going to put dimensionals on the back. So you want to try to have them centered on this one and even, because that's your stopper for this piece. And if it's not even, then that piece isn't going to sit evenly. And it doesn't have to be measured to perfection, but there we go. And then I'm going to center this. So you've got room to write a nice message. And I'm not quite sure what happened to this piece. If I put it sideways, maybe? I think maybe I did. Because it's supposed to be under. Anyway, that's where we're at. So you get the general idea. If this piece is overhanging, maybe just measure it before you put it down and do a little extra trim. I'm really not sure. I'm hoping that's just my kit and that the rest of them are good. But that's what it would look like finished. And it coordinates again with this piece, which I thought was fun. So that is my first project. I'm going to stop the video here and do a separate video for my other card.